Hi, Andrew Jobling here, and if you're watching this video, I'm very excited for you because it means you've made a decision that you want to take part in the 63-day wellness challenge. And if you've made that decision, I just want to say good on you, congratulations. I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing, and isn't it exciting to know that with a little bit of focus on a few very, very simple things over the next 63 days, you can totally transform your life. And why do I say transform your life? Because I say it because you're going to understand the process of creating a long-term change. And even though this is not going to be something that takes too much of your time, it's not going to be overwhelming, it's not going to be something that you'll stress about, but it is a very, very simple process to create long-term change, because at the end of the day, to have whatever you want to have is just the result of the habits and the daily disciplines that you create. So you're getting ready to start. This is day 0. We're on day 0. So you'll be either starting tomorrow or in the next couple of days. So I think I just wanted to spend a few moments with you right now just to make sure that you are clear on what the next steps are, what you need to do, so that you make the most out of the next 63 days and you really commit yourself to this process so that you can reap the benefits that are going to come your way. Now, I'm assuming you've sat through a session that I've facilitated, or you've watched a video, a longer video that I've facilitated, so you'll understand the foundation of what this program is all about. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail right now. If you haven't been through a sort of 45-minute or 60-minute session or watched a video, then can I really recommend you get your hands on a video. The organisation you're working with will have access to that. So I really want to encourage you, before you kick off into this, the preparation is the most important part, the foundation. This is not about the physical things you may think it is required to create long-term physical change. It's all about your thinking, it's all about your mindset, it's all about your emotional state. They're the most important things that will go towards making this a successful 63 days and a launching pad for optimal well-being for the rest of your life. So again, I want to say well done. I'm going to just quickly go through a very, very short reduced PowerPoint presentation now. I can just reinforce some of the most important things as you're about to launch into this program. Lifetime well-being change is what we're trying to create here, not just lose a little bit of weight, not just get a little bit fitter. I'm talking to you, and my sole passion, and as you know, if you've heard me speak, is to create a wave of wellness around the world. And that doesn't happen with quick fix diets, weight loss, gimmicky products, shake and bake, whatever you want to call it. That's not how it's going to work. The only way we can create personal optimal well-being and then ripple that out to impact lives of people we care about and lives of people we don't even know is by doing this with a strong foundation, with the right belief, the right thinking, the right habits. That's what's going to create lifetime well-being change, not a quick fix attempt at losing a lot of weight in a short period of time. You can do that, but the chances are you're going to end up frustrated again. So we're in for lifetime. So hopefully you're in for lifetime. And just to, I guess, to reinforce what is longevity, what is optimal well-being, and understand that it is far more about your mindset, your thinking. And I'll go into a bit more detail shortly. But you know, the key to living actively, happily beyond 100 years old, as I have already mentioned, is far less about the consistency of how well you eat and the exercise you do and all those physical things that we think is required to create long-term change, and way more about our thoughts and how we look at life and the ability to be grateful every single day, that thought of gratitude and that emotion of gratitude, of looking at the positive side of life, of seeing each day as a gift and an opportunity for something amazing to happen to help you move towards, you know, your purpose and what's most important in your life. The ability to forgive people and not hold on to resentment. That seems to be the key to longevity. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean you can eat poorly and do no exercise, but I can tell you that your emotional state is really the thing that's going to have the greatest impact. And if you remember, I talked about creating tears of joy. So I just want to reinforce, there's two key principles I want to reinforce. And the first one is that understand that everything that you will end up with your health and well-being, and effectively everything in your life, starts with a thought that you choose. You choose the thought, okay? You choose the thought. And an emotion that you experience is not someone else's fault. The emotion you experience is a result of a thought that you choose. So be very, very, very careful about your thoughts. I want you to really be conscious of, over the next 63 days, of resisting thoughts of, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I never stick at anything, because what will then happen with that thought is it will lead to a negative emotion. And I've already explained the impact of negative emotion on our physical body, in terms of our DNA, in terms of our brain health, in terms of our immune system, in terms of cortisol production, in terms of free radical production. Negative emotion is causing devastating things all around the world to people's physical health. So I really want to emphasize, as you launch into 63 days, you've got to be very deliberate about your thinking. And why not? Why not say, I can do this, I can do this, I'm going to win the day, I'm going to win the day. Every day I can do it, I can tick the box, I can do one or two very simple things. That will lead to a positive emotion, which is more likely to lead you to that positive action. And as you know, when you take that action, when you drink your water, or you have your breakfast, or you go for your walk, you will always feel better. It feeds the emotion. Okay, it reinforces a positive emotion, which means that that action is more likely to be repeated, to the point where it becomes this routine or this habit that will lead you to optimal well-being, feeling amazing and attracting amazing, wonderful things into your life. So I've gone through this very, very quickly, but I really want to emphasize this. You control your thoughts. You're in control of your emotional state. And if at any point in this process of 63 days you start to feel anger, frustration, resentment, understand, I want you to capture that negative emotion and identify the thought that's led to it. Change the thought, change your perspective. Now, this is not easy. Don't get me wrong, this is not easy, but this is critical for you continuing on and doing what you need to do every day for 63 days to create the success that you want. So that's principle number one. Principle number two is understanding, and if you're taking part in this challenge, then I'm guessing you've done this, but I want you to really think about what is most important in your life. Now, I don't know whether it's your partner, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. I don't know whether it's your kids or your grandkids. I don't know what is your priority in life. What is your pillar? What is the thing that you prioritize time on? Is it your own personal development, your own confidence, feeling better about yourself? Is it your career? You know, maybe it is. I mean, I hope that your career is more than a career. I hope it's a calling for you. I hope it's a part of your mission in life to create the life that you want. You know, maybe it's your financial position. You want to be strong financially. It might be your faith. It could be your hobby. You know, and that's okay. If your hobby is your most important thing, as I've explained about the guy whose motorbike was his most important thing, that's okay. Maybe it's your social life. Now, as I've already explained, health doesn't fit amongst those pillars, because all of those things that you see sitting in front of you right now, you have to choose to prioritize time and invest in those things. You can't spend 100% of time on all of them. Therefore, you're stealing from one to give to the other. You know, if you want to spend more time with your family, you're probably taking time from your hobby and your social life. Possibly. You know, if your focus is on your career and your financial position, again, maybe you're spending less time here. Maybe you are spending less time with family. Do you understand? And that's why your health and well-being is not a pillar. Please don't think of it as something that I need to do. Don't think of it as something that I need to prioritize. Don't think of it as one of those things, will I or won't I? Please understand, it is the foundation upon which everything you hold dear to you stands. Everything that's important to you, your partner, your family, your kids, your grandkids, yourself, your self-esteem, your career, your financial, your faith, your hobby, your social life, everything is conditional upon you having good well-being, good health, optimal well-being. And if at any point you compromise your health, make poor choices, which you may have done, and you will understand what I'm talking about, when your health and well-being starts to crumble, so too does everything. And I really want you to understand this. Everything in your life will crumble. Everything in your life will suffer. Your relationship with your family, the example you're setting for your kids, your ability to be around for your grandkids, your effectiveness in your workplace, your ability to earn an income, your enjoyment of social and hobby activities, your ability to contribute to your faith, or whatever it might be for you, will suffer if you let it go. So you're about to launch into a 63-day program, and there's a reason behind that. And Keith Abraham's a very successful speaker, mentor, coach, is talking about this concept, which is backed up with science. Dr. Caroline Leaf is a neuroscientist, cognitive neuroscientist, who has demonstrated that 63 days is what it takes to create neural pathways in the brain to change and create permanent chemical change. I'm not talking about physical change. You can lose weight easy, but you'll put it back on. That's physical change. Chemical change is when your thinking, your emotional state, the things that you do are so automated that nothing can change them from where they're at. 21 days to create a habit. We've all heard that, but 21 days is not enough to strengthen it so that old habits won't come back. So that's where the next 21 days is critical. Then you need the final 21 days to really reinforce it, to create chemical change, to make it a part of your DNA, so that just like brushing your teeth, it's something that you don't even think about. You find yourself eating breakfast. Why? Because it's what you do. You get up and you go for your exercise. Why? Because it's what you do. It's who you are. You find yourself making better choices and thinking differently. Why? Because it's now part of your DNA. It's what you do. Just 63 days to change your life. That's all we're talking about, 63 days. And you've got this sheet. You will have this sheet. You'll have access to this sheet. And look, it's real simple. All you've got to do is, number one, identify what's most important. So I really want to encourage you, if you haven't done it already, fill in that box at the top of the sheet and write it in. What is it for you? What is it that will keep you going when you don't feel like it? Who will you do this for? Why do you get out of bed and do things that sometimes you don't love to do? What is it that gets you up? What is it that keeps you going? What is it that you would sacrifice for? Who would you sacrifice for? These are the things I want you to write down in this box. Then I want you to identify 1, 2, 3, 4, but no more than 5 simple daily actions. Eat breakfast within 15 minutes of getting out of bed. Drink an extra glass of water. Do 10,000 steps for the day. Capture negative emotion every time you feel it and change the thought. It may be, you need to eat a certain number of fruit, 3 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetables a day. It may be go to the gym 3 times a week. I don't know. You know what it is for you. You know the things that you're struggling with. Keep it simple. If 5 is too many, don't do 5. If 1 is all you can manage, do 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is about long-term change, and you'll find that even one thing, one change, one new habit that you create is going to create a ripple effect. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to give you energy. It's going to excite you to want to make more change. It's a very, very exciting process. You've got your tracking sheet. So every single day, your goal is simply to complete the action, tick the box, win the day. Win the day. Win the day. That's what I really want to reinforce to you. Gone through a few things pretty quickly. There's a survey. If you haven't done it, you'll need to do it. So you'll have access to that. So if you need the survey, just ask the person, whether it may be me that's controlling the delivery of information. It may be someone in your workplace or someone in the group that you're associated with that's doing all that. Make sure you fill in before you start on day 1. Make sure that you've completed that survey. That's really, really important. That gives us the starting point. That gives you a place to begin. Make sure you answer you rate the statements honestly. It's important that you're honest. this is no point doing this if you're not going to be honest with yourself. What will happen is you will, and again, depending on the process and the extent of this program that you're involved with, depending on the work, the organization you're a part of, you will receive a video from me every week, on day 7, day 14, day 21, all the way through to day 63, just as a reinforcement, bit more information just to help you along the way. You may receive messages, text message or WhatsApp messages, again, depending on the group. You'll get that every day or every couple of days just to reinforce it. But the key thing I really want to encourage you to do is build a vision board at home. I want you to put pictures up that are going to reinforce to you what's most important. Get some statements on the wall, on the shower, in front of you, on your phone, in your car. Everywhere you look, I want you to be reinforced. Why am I doing this? Why would I tick the box? Why would I win the day? Why would I do things that are uncomfortable? And you're going to find the first week or 2 or even 3 weeks, it's hard because you're pushing against what's normal for you. You're pushing against what's natural for you. So I really want to reinforce. Understand that it doesn't have to feel normal and it doesn't have to be comfortable. You just have to do it if you want to create a new habit. Win the day, whether you feel like it or not, whether you want to or not, whether you feel like eating breakfast or not, or drinking water or not. Do it anyway. Whether you feel like going for a walk, if it's raining, it's okay, you're waterproof. You can do it. There's always a way. Win the day. If you win every day, you will create a DNA chemical change in your body, which will transform your life. If you let yourself off for a day, you're creating a chemical change the other way. You're creating a habit of letting yourself off, of making excuses. Please, for the sake of you, for the sake of your family, for the sake of everything that's important to you, focus for 63 days. But let's not worry about 63 days. Focus one day at a time. All you got to do is day 1, win the day. Celebrate, reward yourself. Feel great about the fact that you've done 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 very, very simple things, and you've started the process of creating a long-term chemical change. You are a winner because you're even watching this video, that you've even made this decision. I want to encourage you to stick at it. Find a partner, find a small group of people to help keep you accountable, to encourage you if you haven't already done that. And just remember that every single day and every single box you tick and every day you win is another step closer to creating the well-being and the life that you want to live for the rest of your life. Anyway, you'll see more of me over the next 63 days. You've got access to me if you need to contact me. My email address is andrew@andrewjobling.com.au. More than happy for you to send me an email or contact me through the organization that you're working with if you need more support. But this is your life. 63 days is a pretty short period of time to build a foundation that will platform you and launch you into optimal well-being, and not just for yourself, but the inspiring example you will set for your family, for your kids, for your grandkids, for the people you work with, for your external family and friends. Wow, you're in a very powerful position to start to create this wave of wellness all around the world. And I wish you all of luck on the journey and look forward to hearing about your wonderful results. Enjoy.